Are you a student that wants to bring your revision game to the next level? Or perhaps you're learning a new language and you want a tool to help you retain the words that you learn? Well, we've got the productivity app just for you. Presenting to you Quizarize, an iOS flashcard application aiming to transform the learning and memorizing experience of its users, leveraging on the use of spaced repetition and active recall to study. Here is how a typical journey for users of Quizarize will look like. You'll be first brought to our landing view, which gives a concise preamble to the features of Quizarize. Over here, you're able to log in or sign up for an account. For this demonstration, we will be using Google to sign in. After tapping on New, you will be brought to a different view to create a deck. Over here, you can customize the deck title, input the prompt and answer of flashcards, as well as add or remove flashcards within this deck to your liking. After tapping on the deck you have just created, you're able to see a preview of the flashcards you have created through a carousel. By clicking on Practice, you'll be brought to a mode where spaced repetition is available. At this point in time, some of you might not be familiar with the term spaced repetition. Here's an attempt to a concise explanation of it. Unless we review them, we as humans tend to forget the things we learned after a certain period of time. By spacing out our study times intelligently, we're able to combat the forgetting curve and ensure that the memory sticks and eventually becomes long-term. In that case, how does Quizarize make use of spaced repetition? Well, Quizarize acts as a helper in this case, calculating the next study date for each flashcard based on its answer count and easiness factor, which is determined by how many times the user swiped left or right on that card itself. By clicking on Test, you'll be brought to another mode that has an array of question types that you can choose to toggle on or off. This mode's purpose is to provide different ways for users to test their knowledge so that practice will not get too repetitive.
Throughout our project, we utilize various software engineering practices to improve our workflow and better manage the development of our app. Firstly, we use source control to track and manage changes to our code. As each group member worked on our app's source code independently, we use Git to ensure that conflicts in code are minimized. Git has the added benefit of versioning our source code, which allows us to roll back our code to earlier versions whenever necessary. Here is an example of our development workflow. Each member creates and works on a new branch for each new feature or bug fix they are currently working on. After staging, committing, and pushing their changes to the branch, they create a pull request to merge the changes on their current branch to the developed branch, which houses the most updated source code from all group members. If there are any conflicts with the code in the developed branch, the conflicts must be resolved before code can be merged in the developed branch. After a build of the app is completed, code from the developed branch can be merged into the master branch, which houses release-ready code of our app.
Another extremely helpful tool that our team used is Jira. We noticed early on in development that we needed to provide structure to our tasks, as often we were unable to decide which feature of our app should take priority. Furthermore, we also needed a place to log our ideas and track our progression as we progress from milestone to milestone. Jira's Scrum framework is perfect for our situation, as we were able to utilize its agile tools, such as creating sprints for every milestone, as well as planning the next milestone's issues by using its backlog feature.
To protect our app's database from security breaches, we implemented several security measures that Firebase offers. Cloud Firestore security rules ensures that our database can only be accessed by users authenticated using the Firebase authentication methods supported by our app, and that users can only access their own data and not others.
And with that, we have come to the end of our project showcase. Do check out Quizarize and its GitHub by scanning their respective QR codes. Thanks for watching.